everyone. Before we get into this evening's live, I would like to go over a quick overview of what we are seeing transpire across the crypto market right now. And let me tell you, this is what we would like to see if we're trying to, let's just say, try to sway ourselves on the opposite path of Bitcoin. In the last several days, we've talked about how Bitcoin is on this rising, broadening wedge, but simultaneously, a lot of crypto, along with XRP, is on a pennant flag. And aside from a couple of aside from a couple of cryptos, it's so funny how it does that now. We've had actually these bullish consolidations, and down at 23 cents, I had made a remark about wanting to buy more HBAR, and it came down very close to 23 cents, and it actually came down to the bottom of this uptrend. It held. And I had a bunch of HBAR at well, not a bunch, but I had about 12,000 HBAR at 4.8 cents. But on the news of the government's buying, when it came down here, I actually bought 30,000 more in the last not so distant past here. I talked about how I was buying a little bit more and more, but I kind of have it separated. So I have 40,000 total now because I think something big's about to happen with HBAR. Like even if it were to come down, I don't really mind so much. I feel like something is going to happen with the HBAR. Like something big is brewing. And I don't know how much longer we're going to have the chance. Because I still think it's vastly undervalued. Vastly undervalued. So I've been adding bags in certain areas, as you guys know. But nothing incredibly important. The biggest bag that I added was to get over 1 million DGB as it went back down towards 1.1, as you guys know from a couple days ago. And then with XRP, it's just the waiting game still. The good thing about XRP is we are in that pennant flag. We are in that pennant flag. And Tanis, what do you mean, which exchange is this? As far as... I'm trying to figure out what you meant by that, Anatonis. And thank you, Cranko, for being in Tom's Army for your second month with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. I really appreciate you continuing in Tom's Army to support the channel. It means a lot to me. If you guys want, if you guys want to join Tom's Army or whatever, it's up today. So today you can do what you need to do. When it's down, I always say don't waste your money and try to get the dip. But hey, if you feel the need, you can do what you guys want to do. Ringo Star, welcome, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Papa Wheelie, thank you for being in Tom's Army for your 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. William, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. And William on Telegram, yes, you can see my phone number because you are a friend on Telegram. But it is private for anybody that I don't make, let's just say I put trust in you on there so you're able to see my deeper portfolio. Let's just put it that way. JW, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over a year with the I Told You So badge. Or wait a minute. That's 2 years now, isn't it? JW, you got to speak again, my friend. You got to speak again so I can see it. Mr. Anderson, welcome in. Thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Awesome to see that. Justin Clark in Tom's Army for over a year as well. Thank you so much for that, Justin. Robert in his first month in Tom's Army with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Love seeing the supporters of the channel. Makes me feel so good. XDC continues to rip it. I'm so glad we were able to pick that up at, what was it, 6.3 on HOTCOIN. When it came down to the uptrend, 637 area. Oh man, we nailed that so much. We nailed that. And we kept kept emphasizing both ways on this chart because it was at a part in the chart where we got to remember if it would break down and break this area, it's not good. But we also have to understand we are in a pennant flag with XRP. Yes, we're on the bottom side of the uptrend from when the cycle rally started, but the pennant flag is still bullish. Like we've been trying to keep ourselves emotionless here and understand as long as we don't make a lower low here, we're fine. And we keep making higher lows and lower highs successfully, which is very bullish on a consolidation of this magnitude. Now, yes, it can go the wrong way, and that's what we watch for, but we did have 2 touches down. And as long as we stay above this, we don't have to worry about that sub $1 scenario. We can actually look forward and outward to the $3.51 target because that's what would happen if it breaks out. Yes, I am always transparent with everybody so that we can see the up and down. My grandma had a couple heart attacks. I had to drive across country. Oh my goodness, Robert. Let us take a moment and, at least for the comfort of your grandma, let's pray to our Lord and Savior, just for the best possible outcome here, and that she's in the right and the right hands. So, in the name of Jesus, amen. Like, seriously. As we know, where more than one person gathers in the name of our Lord, God becomes present. So let's make God present here. Give me an amen in the audience, if you believe. Give me an amen. Absolutely not. Nobody should be selling XRP. Wow, thank you. Seriously. You know, I 100% know that I'm in the right place here because I know this is my calling. I know I was tugged in this direction by the Lord and Savior because I feel like we're doing something bigger here. Wow. That almost made me emotional to see all the amens. I'm not going to lie. You know, it's something that we're seeing less and less of, the belief in our Lord and Savior. So it's beautiful to see so many people in this audience that gravitate towards that side of the light. Whew. I didn't choose. I got both. I have both. I initially had my holdings of HBAR at 4.8 cents, and I decided at 23 cents on that dip to 23.6. It was somewhere under 24, not much under 24. I decided to add more. And I was very transparent with everybody where I was looking to add more because of what the governments did. And I said if it did fall through, I had it separated and then I could do what I needed to do. But I had a strong feeling that it was a good spot to add HBAR. But I didn't want to do it when I was at 32 or 35 when the news was starting to break. So I looked for the uptrend. And all I'll say on the channel, if you're new, this is all I say. This is what I can see. I'll give you the bullish or bearish pattern. And then I'll very quickly say, well, as it was up here, right? This is when we started finding out about the news about, nope, it was over here. The governments. Actually, it was a little bit high. Yeah, right about here. About the 13th, because it was right before my birthday. They started talking about how the governments were in, or different investments that we started to realize were public, and just what different governments were going to do. Anyhow, then when we started to locate it, I said the resistance, if we could back test support, that would be the best opportunity if it was going to stay bullish. So obviously, you know, I can't say, hey, buy it when it gets there, but I can say that's your best opportunity. Same thing I did with XDC. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't just say, hey, buy it. But I said I wouldn't buy XDC here, but when it hits the uptrend, I'm going to buy it. And then if it breaks through, I'm okay because I'll keep buying it down. Does anybody remember when I said that? I said I wouldn't buy it here when it first got listed on HOTCOIN, but I'll buy it on the uptrend. And then I said even if it comes down, I would buy it when it comes to the actual longer-term uptrend. And I wasn't going to worry about it because it's XDC. And then I came on and said, guys, I bought it when it hit the uptrend. I think I have 20,000. I wanted more, but I just didn't get to it because I bought 20,000 here and said, you know, actually I bought 10,000 at first. And then when it got to like 6, 7, I bought another 10,000. But my goal was to buy more if it came down here, and then more if it were to come lower. But it's undervalued. It is undervalued. That's why I begged HotCoin to put it in. I'm just so thankful that we got a retracement to buy it when we did. Because it had actually gone up to almost 11 cents before it got listed, which was craziness. Yeah, Mr. Anderson, that was a very fun conversation. I hope that person's back in the audience. I want to see what somebody said about a science project. Sean Crothers, welcome in, my main man from Maine. I did a science fair project in the 90s on fractals. Can't tell me shit. Excellent. Excellent. But what we're seeing right now is a clear divergence right now in the altcoins from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very clearly showing an ascending broadening wedge. And the good news is at least it held the support as of right now. But that's an ascending broadening wedge if I've ever seen it. And this uptrend, I don't even need to keep it there anymore because now we're in a much wider level here. Get rid of this just so everybody can see this a little bit easier. Get rid of that. Get rid of this. And then the 122, just in case you don't know, And I'll put this in purple. That is the technical target out of the cup and handle from before we broke out on Bitcoin. Anti-communist, thank you so much for all the positivity you put in the comments. Like, you have no idea, because I get a lot of slack, but there's certain people when I read, always positive, always sharing factual stuff about what I'm trying to do, and always trying to put the best light for the community ahead and put it forward for everybody who might not be familiar with what we do here. So, like, anti-communist, like, there is no better thank you than I can give you than just, my friend, hits me right there every time I read your comments. Like, no, there's no doubt about it. There's certain comments I read every day that it'll keep you moving in the right direction. Yours are one of them every single day that I've come to look forward to. Yes, indeed. Plans within plans, charts, fractals, indeed. Indeed. It looks like I said, XRP, as long as we don't lose, and I said $1.94 earlier, but now if we come up here a little bit farther and we start to honor the fact that, hey, Wednesday the 25th is Christmas, $1.98. But we're in a pennant flag. I feel like we've been here before. I feel like I'm in deja vu. Hey, we're in a pennant flag, and unless it breaks, I feel like we've been here before, and we have. We're actually in a pennant flag right here. A much smaller one, though. Like, look how much smaller that pennant flag was down there. Seriously. And that's not, it should be like this, but I don't know what happened. Who knows? It's in a daily time frame, so I guess I moved it down. Haven't looked at that area in a long time. I'm just trying to figure out why it would be moved down like that. Doesn't even make, there we go. Yeah, see, that makes more, I was going to say, that didn't even make sense how it was looking. But we had a little pennant flag there. I guess you could say maybe like that, but I prefer to put it out like that. I feel like it was maybe a little bit, I suppose you could say like that too. Either way, you had a pennant flag form there, lower highs and higher lows. You had a pennant flag form here, lower highs and higher lows, right before the breakouts, right? So we're starting to see this present itself in our patterns, and now we've created the biggest. Hell, we even seen a pennant flag here. I forgot. I highlight that just so I don't forget, but there was a small pennant flag there before the push up. This is a gigantic, so we're starting to see these pennant flags forming all over the board. This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one. As I've stated a million times here, don't try to front run the market and short it, please. Like, if you want to short Bitcoin, that's one thing, but like the altcoins, I mean, I don't even know if I would short Bitcoin, even though it's showing a death cross. 4 hourly just hit a death cross. But remember, that's a lagging indicator. So we came down to support. Could be a doji reversal, long leg doji. Could be a double bottom. It's in an ascending, broadening wedge. And those are technically bearish consolidations. But it doesn't mean that, like I said, it's only about a 68% chance to break down earlier, which means there's a 32% chance to supersede this. As to where XRP and a pennant flag is more like 78 to 82% to break out, which gives you only about a 20% chance to break down. That's the big nuance here. That's the big nuance. Gerardo says, good charting. Ooh, I seen him. He said, good charting. I like seeing that. I like when somebody says that. I know we still have to get to the intro, but I really wanted to cover a lot of things this evening. Like a lot of things to get off the bat. Does that make sense to my audience? 77 people have hit the like button. 257 people here. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. 77 is better than 0. So I thank you for that. Ken A, nice job. 400,000 HBAR. I have 250,000 at 0.5. That is where you make serious bank. Who said that? Mr. Anderson. That's what I like to hear. You literally just made my heart like... That's a beautiful buy. Oh, I get excited when I see my audience making bank. Oh, I get excited. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for the $4.99 donation. And also being in Tom's Army for over 6 months now with the XRB predictor. JW, yes, over 2 years with the 589 moon badge. I knew you snuck over 2 years some time ago. It's incredible. 1970 legend, congratulations on the Buckeyes win yesterday, or on, wait a minute, it's Monday, Sunday, so 2 days ago, right? Yeah. Congratulations on the Buckeyes, my friend. As you know, I'm a Michigan fan, but I root for the Buckeyes in the playoff. because I want the Big Ten to win the championship. So whether it's Ohio State, Oregon, the way I look at it is, people are like, oh, Tom, why would you root for Ohio State? I mean, what if they win the title? Hey, we beat Ohio State, but we weren't good enough. So sometimes it's not I always say this, it's not always the end all be all losing that game. You can wipe that stench away by just winning the title. It's a hard way to do it. But if you win the title, you simply say, was it worth beating us this year, or would you rather have the title? Something I used to dream about when Ohio State was wailing on us year after year. We just never got that chance. You know, so there's always a way to, I keep saying you don't want to poke the bear with Ryan Day, because once he figures it out, it's over for us for a little bit. Although we do have a good team coming next year. Remember, they poked the bear of Jim Harbaugh in college, and what happened? He had 3 years where he was untouchable, basically. Nicholas Sutcliffe, thank you so much for the $20 donation, and also for being in Tom's Army for your first month. That's incredibly awesome. SEC, I think I used to I gotta finish reading that comment. But here, let me do the intro very quickly. I appreciate everybody tuning in. It's good to see a bunch of people in here this evening. 777 said SEC, I think I used to is the best conference time, and it's not even close. Turnabout up. Yeah, I mean, it used to be. It used to be, but it's not anymore. The Big Ten's the best conference. I don't care what anybody says. Now that we're starting to pay players, we can catch up to the SEC very quickly. Ohio State used to pay players. They actually had a better model than Michigan for a decade. And I wish we would have started when they did, but you got to live and you got to learn somewhere. And Ohio State showed the Big Ten how to do it. So for that, I can only be grateful, because now Michigan followed that model. Said, hey, we got to pay players. But anyhow, let's get back to this. I could talk about Michigan all day. Driver says, watching stream from beginning, but amen to grandma. Thank you for that, Driver. Thank you for that. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. That's unbelievable. And the cool thing is our 4-year badge, somebody's within, I think, 5 months now. The Phoenix, the XRP Rise of the XRP Phoenix badge. You guys can all see that. That's my update badge now. XRP Broska, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation. Wow. That's like the 3rd donation on the live already. That's incredible. Thanks, Tom, for being the realist. Quick thought on Casper. Ooh, that's a good one to look at this evening, actually. I got to put that back on the old chart. As I narrowed my charts down just so I wouldn't confuse everybody. You guys all know where I stand on certain things like IOTX. IOST is one that I would really be paying attention to because of how cheap it is, if I'm being honest. But I'm going to take some of these off so that I can condense it a little bit into what I normally talk about. I'm going to keep it kind of like this, I think. Just so that we can kind of merge it for some of us. Just AMP we've got. Look at VELO today, up 15% for us. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is awesome. We've got a couple of ours that are moving pretty nice today. IOTA's up 11%. Algo's up 8%. Again, I'm going to get rid of some that we don't even care about. Even though Ethereum Classic's up today, it's not something I like to talk about every day. XRP's up a couple percent. XLM's up almost 4%. We got DGB up almost 8%. I got a million DGB. Oh, baby. XDC up 11.2%. I love seeing this. HBAR up almost 10%. VChain up almost 6.5%. Zill's up 7.2%. Whew. The only thing really red right now is Bitcoin. More thoughts on VELO. I'll definitely, we'll look into VELO today as well. We'll look at the charts. I love VELO. I'm a big fan of VELO. That's why I own it. Let's look at Casper real quick. Casper's been moving a little bit here lately. And then you know, we can't say it didn't move up at all because it did come from like 006. Now it just had this huge consolidation, like a lot of these. Man, it never broke outside of that consolidation barrier either. That is incredible that it can't get past that resistance yet. That's all that's stopping once Casper gets above this area, it's got a big move. Devin knows. If it can get above 2.1 cents, it's got that big top move. And I didn't want to keep this here. I want you guys to see the opening. Oh, actually, you know what? I had that there for a reason. Because look, if it can cut through here like this, that's where you want to be. You want to be to that top side. You want to be to that top side. The only problem with Casper is the fact that some of their creators kind of ran with some of the funds. They basically, and I don't know, I don't know if that was a story to be said or if there's more to it, but it makes it a little difficult to trust them. But at the same time, there's a golden cross that just took place in the daily, and that is not bearish. Hey, Ken, holy moly. Thank you for making me the happiest person in the world today. Seriously. Join Tom's army. That is unbelievable. We've got an unbelievable audience here. We've got an unbelievable audience. It's just, sometimes it's simply overwhelming is the best way I can put it. You all overwhelm me. So that's what we're looking at here with, yeah, we're trying to get up to that. I think we're pretty bullish here, though, with Casper. I'm going to be honest. Look at that big reversal that could be taking place. I mean, you got to, if you're going to take a shot with something, it's always going to come with risk. But I'm telling you right now, if you didn't take a shot here yet, and you've been waiting for something with Casper, ooh, this might, let me see something real quick. I'm just going to see something, okay? And it'd be great if this would be a way that I could start something here. But I don't know if I can because I got to see if it's part of it. There's only one person who follows me right now, but we'll see. I didn't think it was part of it. Never part of the solution. Always part of the problem, Casper. Because all these exchanges decided to cut bait. But that's already up 13. There was that. And there was a couple other options here. Because we got to go through the board here. We definitely got to go through the board. Tanya, welcome in, love. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. And the main proponent for me buying HBAR when I did at 4.8. Even though I did buy more here along the way. But that's where I had it from the beginning. And then once the government started making the announcements and yada yada, so on and so forth. Oh, absolutely, my friends. BITUNIX. Whoever just gave that ringing endorsement, you by far are in the right community. I actually recommend to my audience because it's what I have the best success on, and it's the lowest maker-taker with BITUNIX. So, listen to what he just said. I'm interested in BITUNIX for day trading some crypto since they don't have PDT rules, allow shorts. Anyone else here use it? Oh, a lot of people in my audience use it, actually. It's our #1 preferred choice. So, BITUNIX is right there if anybody wants to use it. There's the other places I use. If you're interested in dgbcrypto.com, they have the crypto debit card as well that you can get FDIC backing. If you have USD, if you have money on crypto.com and USD, and crypto, obviously, if it goes to zero, they can't guarantee anything. But if your money's in USD on crypto.com, it's FDIC backed up to $250,000. Or if it's on the crypto debit card because it's going through banks. So, not that I trust the banks, but, that's the way it goes. So now is when the interesting stuff happens. But, yeah, BITUNIX is my #1. That's my #1 preferred choice. It's not even close. No, not that it's not close. I just have more leverage and freedom than I do on, crypto.com to do, swing trading and stuff. If I'm going to do leverage or swing, it's on BITUNIX. Somebody in the audience, very smart. He's that's the first person who ever brought that up, actually, in my audience, which is it's amazing that somebody actually mentioned that. Just shows you how smart this friggin' audience is. Wait a minute, what? Did XLM just surge right after the flip? Or is this just not calculated yet? Yeah, I was gonna say there's no way it just did that. It just didn't know. I was gonna say it just not flipped over or something. Same thing with Zill. So, my question with everybody, my question is, if you're looking across the board right now, in your personal opinion, is there something that stands out to you within our list that we always talk about that you see and you're like, you know, I don't think we're done moving on this particular token. Is there, and we're gonna go into VELO very quickly here. But is there anybody who sees something that they're like, we need to look, like it hasn't quite made the push yet? Like I would dare say XRP is one of the ones that had one of the smaller moves yesterday, which means it could be a main target today. I'm trying to. ADA's up. Where's ADA? And I hate ADA. Well, I don't like Charles Hawkinson, but right now it's still at 92 cents. That is actually interesting. No. We haven't broken to alt season by any means yet. Bitcoin dominance is not down, and we don't have the technical target or technical signals yet of an alt season. But we're having a divergence right now from Bitcoin, which is very nice. Yes, Jessica. We love ADA. Thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years now with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. That's unbelievable. Mo, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. Said he was waiting on the ESC dip, and we got it. Oh, we got it. I think it came right down to our technical zones, too. So, because I have so many people in my audience that likes ADA, and I wouldn't normally own it. What the hell? Why is it on VELO? I was going to say, oh, like ADA. When did the chart look that nice on ADA? It didn't. Yeah, that's more like it. That's more like it. Oh, that looks... Well, you know, that actually isn't terrible looking. I've seen worse charts. Because eventually it's going to have to break that downtrending resistance. Man, this is a finicky one. Now I hate it even more now. Not just an easy one to look at, huh? It's gonna give me a bunch of layers here. Look at. Of course, Jessica, you would make me show it right now when it's at the make it or break it point. Like you want to talk about the 100% make it or break it point for ADA? We're actually coming up on a resistance hit right now at 93 point or about 94 cents. That's incredible timing, Jessica. Almost like you want to put me on the spot, huh? I see what's going on here. He hates ADA, so let him figure out if he should buy it now because it's in the make it or break it zone. One could argue maybe a little inversion here. I mean, if I was willing to take a chance here, I could certainly see an opportunity probably. Let's see the higher time frames. Ooh. Definite reversal on the daily yesterday. Good start in the daily today. I told you, this one's always finicky. And then, it's just like with the other ones. Hey, Tom, couldn't you just say, well, it's more like this? I could. Sure, I could. But why make it even more complicated than it already is, right? Although it probably makes more sense. Then again, that's a descending wedge. Ooh. What is ESE? Okay, so ESE, it's neither an IoT or ISO token technically, but it connects applications to the IoT. So it has the ability to connect smart contracts, all the smart tools that you need. It offers the connectivity for like applications and smart, just different things like that to connect through the IoT. Oh, I certainly will, True. I certainly will, my friend. Rick, thank you so much for the happy belated birthday. Yes, I turned, not 21, 41 on December 17th. So 1 week before Christmas Eve, I turned 41. And I love Christmas. I'm just sad to see where we're about to go. So, but we haven't technically grown to a harvest point yet. But all right, everybody, here's the deal. And I'm going to leave it on my audience. On BITUNIX, the way I have it set up right now, you might have remembered a copy trading where we could do futures and leverage and all that BS. And I said, I'm done with it. It's over. And we had some success. Anyhow, I switched it to where that is not, there's one person, like I said, there's one person following. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open a spot position 1x, and this will be the first thing that sits in the account. We'll see how it fares against the rest because it's still under $1. So I'm going to do this. So to start the 1x, I'm going to do it with ADA if you would like to join me. And we're not doing no leverage, nothing like that. Zero gazilch. You will never hear me talk leverage. It's a 1x. If you're used to the leverage trading account, it doesn't look the same because it's been cleared out for now spot. So I think this is a good way for anybody who wants to see the risk and the benefits of going into spot. If you would like to join this venture, go to BITUNIX if you have an account or sign up here. And all you have to do is go in and there's a copy trading section. Type in XRP Future Millionaire. And I'm going to do and it's going to be a sizable trade because I don't want to not do a small trade if it's a 1x because I want to put my money where my mouth is. It's not going to be 10,000 tokens worth, but I am willing to buy 2,617 tokens. And I want to know if anybody wants to join in on that and if I should wait a minute during this live if some of you would want to join because we're in a consolidation mode. So is there anybody who wants to join in on that 1x venture? And you just have to tell me right now, and I will wait to open that until closer to the end of this. But I would like to do it when it's under $1. Already? So he invited me in his tent so we could all hang out so he could go to sleep now. Yes. There's also a good one in the kitchen too. So that's what I'm wondering from the audience. So that's what I'm doing. So if you want to join me on that, and that won't be sold, we're going to ride this out for eternity. So when you put ESC, you're talking about the search it. I'm sorry. I thought you were just asking me what it was. So when you put it in the search bar, here, just so you can see it, it's EESEE is what you're going to want to look at. EESEE token. Oh, we're looking pretty good right now. XRP's biggest loser. I'm not telling you guys you have to do as much as I am, but mind you, there's only one person following right now on copy trading. It's gonna look different than you remember because I set it up as a 1x account now. So I'm only doing 1x in this account. I have $2,600 in there right now. The only person in there has 2,680 that is following. So obviously somebody is willing to do this. And it's going to show no trading yet because I made it a spot. Let's just put it this way. There is no leverage trading that will ever take place in this account. I'm trying to make sure that I'm trying to do something different with the audience. And I want everybody to see just because you're in spot doesn't mean you can't lose hundreds or thousands. But at the same time, you have time to let it work and we can appreciate the position over time if we have to as well. And since so many people seem to, seem to want to follow me in that trajectory, I'll give you the opportunity. But like I said, not for much longer. It's on HOTCOIN. On BITUNIX, and you got to go into copy trading and find XRP Future Millionaire. It's that simple. It's that simple. You don't send me anything. It all stays in your portfolio. I never even know who you are. So if somebody's trying to scam you in that regard, don't listen because it doesn't exist. I'm never going to ask you to send me anything because you don't have to. That's the way it works. So don't get scammed by somebody who's trying to perpetrate somebody else. So once you type in, and it's going to say there's no record of it. This just started. This is something I'm doing now. So it's not leverage trading. It's you guys need to pay attention to me. Nunya, it's not a leverage trade. They're 1x. It's a 1x trade. It's not a leverage trade. XRP's biggest loser. Thank you so much for the $5 donation. Your third YouTube super chat. I'm trying to make it very clear this is a 1x trade. I was either going to open ADA on my own because the audience keeps telling me I need to open it, so I tend to open something. I'll do it on my own, but I am doing it from that perspective. But if I open it now, if somebody follows after I open it, they're not going to be able to do it. That's the point. Yes, BITUNIX. I'm doing it 1x. 1x. Yep. So basically, I'm looking at about a $2,600 position is what I'd be opening. So I'm just going to give it I'm not going to keep talking about it, but I'm going to look back, because we'll have some time for us to consolidate after the flip. So I'm not worried about getting in right away. I just want to, I'm not even saying anybody's going to join because I don't think anybody will. I think it'll be me and that one person and we'll let it ride and I'll be happy with it. But it's got to make sense. And I get so many people that talk about ADA. At least give me a stake in the game if I'm going to be watching it. If it drops 25%, would you go to 2x or 3x, even 3x? No. I'm going to keep doing a 1x. I'm going to keep it 1x. We can just keep adding to the position. I'm not going to switch it to 2 or 3x. I'm not going into a leverage position. So when I open it, you're going to notice there's no liquidation price because it's the same thing as a spot position. I'm doing it 1x. And if you want to do it, I keep hearing people that have questions. Right here, if you go to my homepage on YouTube, I'm trying to involve everybody the right way. We used to do copy trading. We had some success, but I think it was sending the wrong message. And I stopped it. Just too much stuff was going wrong and too many people were doing it not in the way I wanted. So I think this is the right way to do it. If we want to do this together, this is the right way. And if it goes down, we add to it. It's that simple. Whoa. That was a donation that I was not expecting that I have to get my phone out for. Bear Yoga, thank you so much for the $1.99 donation being in your first month. When you go to BITUNIX, if you're on BITUNIX, there's a copy trade section. So I'm going to get it on my phone. For privacy purposes, it's not on my tablet right now, but when I get my new one, it will be. So you go into, there's a section that says copy trading on BITUNIX. And then you hit the search bar, and all you have to do is type in XRP, FU, and then you'll find me. Future Millionaire. XRP Future Millionaire. There's one person following right now, like I said. So you'll know it's me. There used to not be anybody with XRP next to their name, but now there's XRP Superfan. That's not me. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. So, like I said, I'll check it. How long have we been on? 37 minutes. I'll check it before the end. I'll definitely do that. I've had so many people that want to trade with me that I figured that's the only way to really do it. And I know Julie agreed with that sentiment too. So, like I said, I'm not worried about doing it right now. So I think this is the way to go. I think this is the way to go to make it even a tighter community. It sure does. RB, thank you, because I got a lot of criticism. People tell me the dragon pattern proved that I didn't know technical analysis. It is very much still a dragon pattern. And the dragon pattern is not necessarily bullish. It's a neutral pattern, depending on the way it plays out. Just like most things are. But I got to go into my phone real quick to see that donation. That was super generous. That was super generous. Super generous. Jay Mathers, not only being in Tom's Army for well over 6 months with the XRP Predictor, but sending $49.99 and says, Merry Christmas. Tom, thanks for all you do. Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend. Wow. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. What the hell is this goal now? We have goals now on TikTok, on YouTube? Huh. I did not know this was on here now. Look at they're trying to make it more involved now. Look at that. Let's see. 5. Doesn't matter the amount. There. I'm gonna fulfill because YouTube told me to fill something out. I did 5 donations of any kind and we'll buy ADA. But we've already done more than, I think we've done 4 or 5 already. So we're buying ADA regardless. So you don't have to send a donation. I wanted to see their new feature. I've never seen that before. But thank you so much for that. RB, big move picking up. Polygon has a bit of a tie-in with a few things now as well. We already know with the digital ID with Matic. Oh man, that's the one that's one that for some reason I still don't have. XRP rejects that 225 macro resistance. Yes. Yes. You are not wrong, my friend, because right now, You know, for it to reject it would be interesting, but that's a major resistance. Because we're trying to hold the 20-day right now at 222, which isn't it amazing that in a daily time frame that the 20-day support is where our technical target was out of the cup and handle. I mean, out of the descending wedge for almost 7 years, going back to 2018. The first target from 21, if you went back to 21 and on, was 222 to get us to our ultimate target of 549 if and when it plays out. It still hasn't proved to me that we're bearish yet, so it's pretty crazy how this is starting to set up. But yeah, definitely what was said in the comments just moments ago about $2.25 is a big level, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But at about 7:30, I'll go in on ADA. About 7:30, we'll give it about 12 minutes because I don't really want to wait that long. Just meh. It don't matter, honestly, because we're on the bottom side. We're at a rejection area at 94 cents. So, Kyle Kupiak welcoming Cape Cod Kyle in the house from Massachusetts, not Florida, as I so famously got wrong about 6 times in a row. And that's a true story, I did. Let's see. Man, I know it's red right now because we just flipped, but we did have a nice sustained push back where we needed to try to push us on the right track here. Bitcoin is still teetering on the edge of not so good news. But I don't think it's going to matter much for the altcoins if Bitcoin's receding. This, I mean, not all altcoins, but like there is that general direction here where we certainly could have a pull down by Bitcoin and a push up in some of these alts. But it's like that 50-50 right now. It's 50-50 right now because although we had a good pull up, this weekly is still leaving a lot to be desired. I have to find my new BITUNIX. Oh, I didn't get to read the rest of that. So there's a lot of opportunity. And yes, you still have to be cautious. But it's kind of like we keep saying, where did we start from with some of this, you know? And now ESC, somebody mentioned, that came down to the uptrend as well. That was a main area. Everybody kept asking where you should buy it. And if it was going to hold here. But look, in the smaller time frames, there's a lot of death crosses going on. So we got to pay attention here to make sure that this isn't just a back test here to rejection. So as optimistic as we are, we still got to pay attention here, folks. We have still got to pay attention that this isn't a rejection. So, I am trying to be my most bullish self and my most positive self, but I still have to be honest and be like, hey, nothing's really changed here. We're still in the same setup. We got to get, like somebody mentioned 225, they're dead on. That's a big rejection zone all of a sudden. Yes, Tanya, we absolutely can. How far do I see HBAR going this cycle? Well, it's simple. If it breaks out of this consolidation and it plays true, and I'm not saying this is the end of the cycle, but 62.9 cents is the technical run-ups. And that's already a technical target if this breaks bullish. So I at least see 62.9 cents. Assuming it breaks out. And look where HBAR is at right now. It's getting to the top end of this consolidation. And you're talking about a better than 113% move from here. And I know HBAR eventually is going to go nuts. And Tanya, you'll be happy. During all my buying and yada, 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 so on and so forth, I'm up over 40,000 HBAR now. So, and I'm dedicating that to you. Because you were the one who made me keep paying attention to it and keep buying it. And yeah, my first go around was at 4.8 cents and I did what I needed to do. 10 turned into 20, 20 turned into 30, 30 turned into 40. The only reason 20 turned into 40 is because the government started buying it at an alarming rate. And I took advantage when it came down to that. The backside of this, remember resistance, support. That's where I was interested. Now if it breaks down, more interested down here. And then more interested down more when it comes back towards the initial buy. But we'll see because I don't know if it's ever going to do that. DXY, 108.08. It's coming up to die. The chickens are coming home to roost, as Peter Schiff would say. But we got to get to where the chickens roost first. I suspect we got one of two zones. It's either going to be 110 or what we talked about in 2022. If we have the capitulation of all capitulations and we end up coming back up to the rising channel one more time, we could theoretically get all the way up to 118. Now, 110 would be a logical rejection point as well. But remember, Trump wants to de-dollarize the dollar. So it can de-dollarize. So Trump wants to de-dollarize the dollar. So I have a... Man, is this killing countries right now? Do you guys realize when the... Some of you are from other countries and not in the USA. Do you realize when the USD or when the US dollar does this, it makes it so incredibly hard for some of our favorite people in chat to live? So incredibly difficult because the US dollar controls a lot of the other major markets. Makes it incredibly difficult. And let's just be honest with ourselves. We're working on a cup. We can't do nothing about this. We're working on a gigantic cup. Maybe 112, maybe 118. I think 118 could very much happen. 116, man, oh man, that would be a disgrace. This is a disgrace. The dollar has not been weaker than it is now. And look at this distraction. And the only reason I say we're working on this, and I mean, what if... I mean, look at that. That's 120. Maybe it comes up to... Man, this is pathetic. We drew this out so long ago, too, saying, oh, here's the levels we'll probably come up to before it dies. Then we speculated on the upper level, but now it seems like it probably will hit that level. That rising channel never broke down yet. Who's to say the U.S. doesn't do something crazy? Could the U.S. do this? Do you think the U.S. could do this and have this come all the way around? I don't know, man. I don't know if it could do this. It hasn't done this since the 80s. Since the 80s. 1985. Which would mean it's been working on a cup since 1985? I don't know. I would think this is more likely to have created a bearish cup and handle. But with the way that manipulation happens, who the heck really knows? Because you could argue that maybe this is a bearish cup and handle that'll break down like that. Well, maybe that's what'll happen. Yeah, I'm going to keep that just like that, because if my best guess would say that if it's bearish and they're trying to make it look better than it is so other countries don't... Let's see, this is the game right now. They've got to artificially raise the U.S. dollar so that what? So that other governments, other countries don't throw away what? Oh, the U.S. Treasury bonds. The U.S. government bonds. Wouldn't it just be a disaster if other countries threw them away? But who's going to throw it away when it's appreciating? Nobody. So I think this is a big dog and pony show that eventually... It's going to go. I encourage everybody to take advantage of gold and especially silver at these times. Silver's under 30 bucks still. It's half of what it was in 70, 60. So when if lose the dollar. Hold on, I got to read what that says. I gotta wait for that comment to come back around. But let's see. So when if lose the dollar, will gold and silver? Oh, absolutely, gold and silver is gonna go ballistic. The fact that this is what a lot of people don't understand. Right now, with the U.S. dollar going to 108 and gold still being above 27 or 2600, and silver being where it's at, it's maintaining a remarkable clip right now with how fast the U.S. dollar is going up. Generally, you'd get a little more steeper drop here in gold and silver, but it's just the fundamentals are too strong right now for gold and silver. It's just too strong. In the eventual outcome here, even if it comes down to that 2300 area, which we've highlighted just in case, because we had that rising channel, and in case it does break down out of this consolidation, we do know that the technical, because one could argue this is a bearish pennant. You could argue that's a bearish pennant. Because it came down. I don't even know, though. I don't even know. Because a lot of times, it's not bearish. And see how it's hitting that resistance, and hit on the side of support twice? It's making it difficult. Yes, I could see it coming down to 2400. But, I mean, let's be honest. That's a $200 drop. Like, that's a 5% drop or 1% drop in our favorite crypto. Plus, it's real money. The only reason it's going to be dropping is because of the artificial inflation of the U.S. dollar, which I think we can see possibly happening here. So, just pay attention in the next frontier on precious metals, commodities. I know gold and silver is a lot higher than we used to talk about it when we were buying, but still, it doesn't mean it can't come around again. If you put it in perspective like this, 2025 might be the last time you see gold ever under 3,000. What if I put it in that scenario? Just like I said in 24 when we started, it might be the last time you ever see it under 2,000. And I think it might be. Now we got to go up every 1,000. Every 1,000 you go up, it makes it incredibly hard, you know, to start doing what you got to do. See why I said there was no reason to rush on ADA? Because you can always see when the flips happen and what's starting to happen. And look. Now it's almost like, hey, we got to make sure. Because like I've said for the entirety of the day, we've got some business here. We still got to take care of some business.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Is it snowing? Yeah, I know. Yeah, there's snow. See, it's not just my background today. It's actually snowing. We went from freezing rain to sleet to snow.
And there goes Mr. Nutcracker.
Oh, I love this nutcracker. So, guys, I bought this nutcracker. And... somebody said any comment on the banking with the ISO in March? Gold and silver, I mean, it's always tough to say if you should wait for a dip because you never know if the dip's going to come. But that's just basically a way to store your value. So can't really make a wrong decision there. Even if it goes down, you're just going down weighted against the US dollar currency over exceeding itself. But I mean, you could technically try to wait for 2,300. But if I was telling you what to buy, I'd probably go for silver right now. The ratio is so high. If we get an explosion in everything and the dollar, well, just remember, when the US dollar starts to go down, technically our prices should appreciate because it becomes cheaper to buy stuff. I mean, it becomes more expensive to buy stuff just in general because the US dollar is losing its value. So you don't even have to buy American Silver Eagle coins. You can just buy silver rounds or silver bars. Junk silver is fine too, 85% or 50%. But what I'm usually talking about is buying, you know, troy ounces. So you buy the silver rounds or the silver bars. I don't buy any of the collector crap. I just want the cheapest possible price per spot with the fees over the top. You know, I'm not trying to finesse it. So let's see. I'm going to go here and see if anybody wanted to follow our agenda here. I don't know if anybody is going to. And I'm not going to talk about it, so you guys will have to hear it in a roundabout way. Yeah, see, nobody joined, so that's what I figured. So it's not sexy enough because it's just a spot position. And I understand it's not sexy, but I'm going to do this at 7:30, like I said, regardless. And that's just the way it's going to be. So it's just going to sit there. So now, whether I want it or not, I have a position of ADA, and that's just the way it's got to be. Just the way it's got to be. And the estimated liquidation price, there is none because it's a spot position. So for the one person who's in it with me, come hell or high water, my friend, we're in this ship together. I don't know who you are, but you put the same amount of money as I had on here. So I appreciate the loyalty and the fact that you wanted to take this journey with me, my friend. I really appreciate it. If you're the person on here in chat, let me know. Let me know. I would love to know. I would love to know who's following that with me in an ADA with me now. There's strength in numbers. There really, really is. There is strength in numbers. Almighty blessed you and everyone. I truly believe that, Philip. I truly believe that. I do. And I believe we're all here for a reason together. XDC up 2.23%. 2.25% on XDC. XDC, remember, you want to know where ADA is right now? Right here. ADA is where XDC was at 7.7 cents, if I'm being honest. What a beautiful buy this was on HotCoin. We targeted this absolutely on this beautiful spot. We're up 31% already since our buy. God, I'm so happy about that. Only because we didn't get a chance to buy it other than uphold for a while where we live in the USA. And then it finally, I begged HotCoin to do it for so long. And they finally list it when it's up here. And it's like, oh, thanks, when it's almost at 10 cents. Then we just waited for the uptrend. Oh, spectacular uptrend. But if you look at it, it reminds me of what ADA's doing, if I'm being honest. Look at where XDC was. And now it's almost like ADA's cut off here on the resistance side, even though it was in a longer descending triangle. I don't know. Could have found ourselves a Christmas gem here, the one person who's in it with me. See that, Julie? Julie? When it was spot, only one person wanted to do it. See the difference? The allure of easy, fast money is gone, and now I got to do it by the book, which is the way I like it. It's the way I like it. But yeah, that's basically what I got, everybody. I gotta get moving though, because I got Christmas Eve is obviously tomorrow. We're doing a Christmas party on Wednesday. So it's gonna be a busy couple days, but I'm still gonna be here. You'll get my update in the morning tomorrow. We'll do our short, and then on and on, up and so forth. If you like CMP on a private lake, I've got 100 acres you can camp and fish. Oh. Hey, Philip. That's very interesting. Is your final price target 545? 549. Yeah, that's what I would say for this bull market. If it plays out the way it's designed, if this plays out the way it's supposed to, and it doesn't, like I always say, if it doesn't give it away, if that descending wedge plays out like it's supposed to in that 7-year consolidation, my destination is $5.49. That was my design target for 2000, this rally, if it ever broke out of that descending wedge. So, and then it gave me a lot of confidence when I hit that $2.22, which was the first target out of that wedge. So yeah, that is my top in this bull market. So I've heard people say, Tom, you son of a bitch, how can that be your top? Guys, it came up from 38 cents. I mean, 48 cents, give me a break. How much higher do you want it to go on one single rally? Aren't you glad that I even said it could go that high? I'm sure some of you were like, holy crap, he actually gave the first target at 222. And then 549. Well, you guys know the stop. It was the cup and handle. We had 117. Then we had the cup target at 138. Then we had the all-time high, or the cycle high from 2021 at $1.98. Now we've got the descending wedge first target support at 222. Then we've got the descending wedge main target at 549, but not to be missed, that all-time highs around 350 to 360. So, but yeah, Philip, send me an email. That's pretty cool. Send me an email. Let me put this on here and then I gotta go. I think I think that's really cool. Imagine we all met up on Philip's place. That'd be awesome. That's my email if anybody ever wants to get a hold of me. So, have a blessed evening, everybody. I gotta go.